contribution 重复保险 An insurance contract is governed by some commonly recognized principles. They are 1. Insurable interest 保险利益原则 2. Utmost good faith 最大诚信原则 3. Proximate cause 近因原则 4. Indemnity 补偿原则 There are two corollaries for the principle of indemnity, namely subrogation 代位求偿原则 and contribution 重复保险分摊原则。这两个原则是补偿原则的推论。5. Mitigation 减少损失原则。All these principles help to establish a legally binding insurance contract. They are also used for preparing, lodging, and managing lawful insurance claims. Let's look at the first principle, the principle of insurable interest. This principle says that the insured must have insurable interest in the subject matter of insurance. An insurance policy effected without insurable interest is void. That means it has no legal value and it is unenforceable at law. What are insurable interests? They include the value of the goods, insurance premium, freight, expected profit, etc. In terms of marine insurance, when making a claim, it is necessary for the insured to be able to show that he had an insurable interest at the time of loss. Utmost good faith. Utmost good faith means the maximum level of honesty and fairness. In fact, both insurer and the insured should show the utmost good faith toward each other when entering an insurance contract. That is to say, each party must reveal all material information to the other party, whether such information is asked or not. There should not be any fraud, non-disclosure, or misrepresentation of material facts. Material facts are important facts which would influence the judgment of a prudent insurer in fixing the premium or determine whether he should accept the risk and on what terms. The principle of proximate cause. Proximate cause is the nearest cause that is responsible for a loss or damage. When determining whether the insurer is liable for loss, one needs to look for the nearest cause of loss. Only when such cause is covered by the insurance policy, the insurer will compensate for the loss. However, the proximate cause needs not to be the cause immediately before the loss or damage occurs. Here is the example. A fire is covered in insurance policy for some cargoes. A fire indeed broke out during the trip in the cargo ship and caused a water pipe to burst. Leaked water damaged goods in the cargo hold, but the water damage is not covered by the policy. In this case, water is the immediate cause for the damaged goods, and water is not covered by the policy. But the insurer is still liable for the damaged goods because the fire was the direct cause of the burst pipe and water damage, so the fire would still be the proximate cause of the incident. Indemnity. The principle of indemnity means that the insured will be compensated only up to the extent of loss suffered. After indemnity, the insured may not be in a better or worse position than he was before the loss. There is an exception to the principle of indemnity in marine insurance. Some profit margin is allowed to be included in the value of the goods based on the assumption that the insured will earn the profit when goods reach their destination. There are two corollaries following the principle of indemnity. Subrogation means that when the insured is compensated for the losses due to damage to his insured property, then the ownership right of such property passes to the insurer. Contribution principle states that if you can hold more than one insurer liable for your loss, they have to share the loss. Mitigation. This principle requires that the insured to take reasonable action to keep loss to a minimum, as if the asset was not insured. It is the responsibility of the insured to protect his insured asset and avoid further losses